Hey y'all, and welcome back to yet another episode of Pen and Paper Podcast, where we are always giving a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebodies. And of course, this is the 8 Day of Podmas, where we're giving a little bit of Christmas cheer for a whole lot of listeners near and dear. And today, y'all, we are gonna get on the Blackest Christmas traditions that we all know or don't know, but can't relate to. And if you don't know or can't relate, it's okay, just listen in.
All right, let's pause for a second. This next part is for all the future founders, the side hustlers grading papers at midnight, and the educators with big visions. If you've ever thought, I could build something better, then you need to check out The Entrepreneur in You. This isn't just another book. It's a movement built for educators by educators, turning classroom expertise into real, sustainable businesses. Whether you're launching a tutoring company, writing a curriculum, or building a full-on edtech brand, The Entrepreneur in You gives you the training tools and mentorship to actually do it with clarity and confidence. Don't let your ideas stay in your notebook. Visit thelouismorgan.com or contact 919-404-7707 and start building the future of education on your terms. Again, that's thelouismorgan.com or contact 919-404-7707 and tell them Cammie sent you.
Y'all, there is nothing like being in a family where the Christmas tree is also important, but also some of the sentimental decorations. Now, everybody may have made some handmade ornaments when they were in school, but there's something about changing up the ornaments or not that keeps the family traditions going, y'all. And for me in my house, y'all, it was always either blue or gold colors that we interchanged until the ornaments literally had no more sparkle to them. But shout out to my mama for always making sure that the Christmas tree was up no matter what. Honestly, y'all, one of the traditions that we had when it came to putting up the Christmas tree had to be us all coming together and just making the best out of it. I'm talking about making cookies, doing all the things. So what was your take on your Christmas tree putting up? Or did your family not even put up a Christmas tree at all? Some people are really not into that, and I think it's totally by preference. But I love the fact that, hey, we've made it literally an event just by putting a Christmas tree up, y'all. All right. Now, what were some of your Blackest traditions when it came to the Christmas holiday? Everybody knows when you go over somebody's house, there are a few house rules to have that typically I feel like are long-standing no matter what the holiday is. Everybody knows your shoes come off. The kitchen is totally off limits, and everybody knows who blesses the food. Now, the problem is what happens when somebody likes to switch up the rules. Y'all, one time I remember on Christmas Day, y'all, we could only bring one of our toys to my grandmother's house for during the dinner at Christmas Day. And I made sure I brought one of my best gifts that I knew to bring because, hey, like, I loved my baby dolls. Now, granted, you know you and your cousins get together and you love to share and play. But what happens when you break the toys that you promised your mom that you wouldn't mess up when you brought over to your grandma's house? That's when it becomes a little hilarious, but also a lesson to know, don't bring nothing over to your grandma's house that could possibly get broken. Another story I want to share is make sure that you eat. Now, I don't know where you live or whatever may have happened when in your city, but y'all, literally, there was never anything besides home-cooked food when it came to Christmas for me and my family. I think sometimes Waffle House is open, but honestly, y'all, that would be a very rare case. So just like Thanksgiving, Christmas food is gonna last until everything is open, and then potentially you're gonna have to deal with the New Year's Eve closures too. So I will say, make sure that you eat because Black traditionally people know that typically you eat whatever's being cooked. And sometimes that is not always what you want. But hey, as you get grown, you plan accordingly and make sure at least you grocery shop so that you can have a few snacks even when it's closed on Christmas, y'all. Why do Black families love Black Santa? Now, even in our decor, y'all, even with everything that we have from our front door to the kitchen to the living room, even when it comes to hosting, there is something about representing Black Santa that honestly, y'all, is so hilarious but so very, very, very traditional. I just think that honestly, y'all, it's okay to represent Santa the best way that you know how. But I do think it's cool that we have a lot of representation, especially in the malls now, where little kids can see Black Santa and be able to take pictures. So this year, y'all, if you haven't already, make sure that you go to your local malls and your local stores to support all the Black Santas that are represented out here, and make sure that you show them some love, because they really do work hard and diligently to represent for our community. All right, y'all. Now we come to the best part of the show, as we always know. But before we do that, y'all, I want to shout out our sponsors, Kingdom Transportation, as well as The Entrepreneur and You, for sponsoring this 8-day series of Podmas.
Hey, you, real quick. Think about your grandparents and your favorite uncle and auntie. You do know they deserve more than unreliable rides and long waits, right? That's where Kingdom Transportation comes in. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, they are a non-emergency transportation service built with love just for them. Safe, respectful, and on time every time. Whether it's a doctor's visit or Sunday brunch, they make sure our elders ride with dignity. Check out Kingdom Transportation, because taking care of our own never goes out of style.
Okay, y'all, let's take a listen to our listeners to see what were their Blackest traditions as they were growing up.
I would say being able to open one gift on Christmas Eve.
Do y'all want to know something? Literally, everybody knows that one gift that you may or may not been able to pick out is something so monumental, because it just builds the anticipation, like, what else did my mom get me? Now, if you were anything like me, I really didn't have that many wrap gifts, because my mom would strategically make sure that she would spread out our toys as much as possible so we could visibly see everything. But still, there would be at least one wrapped gift, and I promise you, y'all, I would be sleeping with one eye open, just waiting and anticipating the next day to see what did Santa bring me. All right, y'all, let's take another call to see what their traditions were.
The Blackest tradition that my mommy and daddy left with us was giving us all of our gifts on the couch in separate piles. It was no gift wrapping around here.
So, okay, boom. I'm so glad. I'm literally so glad that I am not the only person. I'm so happy to see that literally somebody else went through the same thing that I did. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more exciting than to see all of your clothes, all of your toys. Y'all, I remember the year that I got a cell phone. It was just that crazy to see, like, oh my goodness, like, all of these things are for me. So I can relate to the couch theory of, hey, we don't have to have it wrapped because it's all gonna be laid out for us. I love that caller number 2. All right, y'all, let's take one more call to see what our listeners had to say about their Blackest traditions.
Hey, Carrie, I'm calling to say one of my Blackest traditions is getting drunk with all my uncles.
Now, that is something that I absolutely love. And I don't even love it for me, because my uncles don't even get down like that. But I just love to see the fact that you literally become an adult to your uncles and aunties. And it's just something hilarious to see how you just elevate. And when they offer you that drink, it's just like, oh my gosh, like, y'all really think I'm cool? How cool of it is to see something like that happen. And if that's never happened to you and you're a little too young, you gotta just wait and see. If your uncles and aunties get down and they party for the holidays, you absolutely can guarantee that they are going to show up and show out and pass you that drink. So this year, y'all, let's make sure that we are literally drinking responsibly, but also having fun with our uncles and aunties, y'all. As we come to a close on the show, y'all, I want y'all to tell me the Blackest traditions in your family. And I want you to stay tuned for the next episode as we talk about protecting our peace and some self-care. And as always, y'all, I'm your host, Cammie, and this is Pen and Paper, 8 Days of Podmas. All right, y'all. See y'all in the next show.